All right, let's dive into a question that pops up a lot in the fitness world, even if people don't always say it out loud. Can working out actually change your areola size? It's a topic that's absolutely swimming in myths, but the real answer is this fascinating mix of biology and, well, how we see things. So let's get right into the facts and separate them from the fiction.
Okay, so before we can even tackle the whole gym myth, we've got to go back to square one, the absolute basics. You've probably noticed that male and female areolas are usually different sizes, right? Well, that's not a coincidence. It's not random at all. It's actually programmed right into our biology, and it all comes down to one thing: hormones.
Yeah, it really all boils down to what happens during puberty. For females, you have estrogen taking the lead. It's the hormone that says, hey, let's build more breast tissue. And as a result, the areola area naturally gets larger. But for males, it's a different story. Testosterone is in charge, and its job is basically to put the brakes on that same level of development. So the main thing to get here is that the size is pretty much set by our hormones when we're young. It's a fundamental part of our development.
Okay, so knowing that it's all about hormones, that brings us right back to the big question, the myth that so many people wonder about. If you're hitting the gym hard, you're building up those chest muscles, can that change the size? Does all that effort have any effect on your areolas?
The short answer, based on everything we know about biology, it's a pretty straightforward no. And look, this is one of the biggest misconceptions out there in fitness, so let's really break down why that is. So when you're doing bench presses, push-ups, all that good stuff, you are, without a doubt, changing your body. Your pecs, your chest muscles are going to get bigger, stronger, more defined, for sure. But, and this is the key thing to understand, the areola isn't muscle. It's skin and tissue. Its size was decided by your genetics and hormones way back when. You simply can't target it with a workout. It's kind of like trying to change your eye color by going for a run. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Hold on a second, I swear they look different on me, or I've seen it on other people after they got in shape. And you know what? You're not crazy. You are seeing a change, but it's not what you think it is. What you're actually seeing is a really cool optical illusion.
So here's what's really going on. As you work out, two things are happening. One, your chest muscles underneath are growing. And two, your overall body fat is probably going down. This combo creates a bigger, firmer, leaner canvas, right? Your areolas haven't grown an inch, they are the exact same size, but the background behind them is totally changed. Think of it like this: you have a painting on a wall. If you put a huge, fancy new frame around it, the painting itself doesn't change size, but it suddenly pops. It looks more prominent. That's exactly what's happening here.
So, to wrap that idea up in a nutshell, what you're seeing is a change in proportion, not a change in the actual structure. And that, right there, is the whole secret behind this myth.
So, if the gym is out, are there any ways to change the size? Well, yes, but we're talking about serious medical interventions here, not casual choices. Things like hormone therapy can have an effect, but that's only for very specific medical reasons, and it has to be prescribed and monitored by a doctor. Then there's cosmetic surgery, which is also an option, but it's pretty rare, and like any surgery, it has risks. And this is really, really important. Please never, ever try to self-medicate with hormones. It is incredibly dangerous and something that absolutely must be handled by a medical professional. Seriously.
And you know, all of this really leads to the most important point of all. Think about things like your height, your hair color, the size of your hands. We're all different, right? Well, areola size is exactly the same. It's just another part of the incredible spectrum of normal human variation. Some are bigger, some are smaller, and all of it is completely 100% normal.
Now, while we're on the topic, it's super important to know the difference between what's normal and what might be a sign to check in with a doctor. Look, having slight differences in size from one side to the other, totally normal. A bit of asymmetry, also normal. But if you ever notice a sudden change, like one side suddenly growing, or new pain or tenderness, or you feel a lump or see any weird discharge, that's when you should make an appointment to see a doctor. Those are the kinds of signals from your body that mean it's time for a professional to take a look. So there you have it. We've taken a really common fitness myth and totally busted it, just by looking at the science. Hopefully that clears a few things up for you. And you know, it kind of makes you think, what other body facts are out there that you've always wondered about? Let that one simmer. Thanks for tuning in.